All right, hey, how's it going? In this video, I am going to walk you through, or audio, if you're listening to the podcast, I'm going to walk you through the step-by-step process that I would take, I would follow if I was starting again now, going into a brand new year. So this time of recording is the end of December, going into January 2023. Chances are, if you're watching this in the future, not a lot of this will have changed. And what I mean by that is that the structure, the format, the route that I will take to build again and grow again and get a business up and running again probably won't be significantly different to what I'm going to share with you today. And so I really want to make sure that as best as possible, these principles are pretty timeless in terms of how you can go about, or certainly how I would go about starting from scratch. And so for people, that means different things. You know, some people talk about how do you get your first sale? How do you get your first $10,000, first $100,000, first million, whatever that might be. So I'm going to go through the route of how I would get to, let's say, a consistent $10,000 a month. For most people, I would say most of the people that we work with, most of our clients are looking at getting to that level of consistent 10K to 20K per month, which is a huge amount. That puts you within the top 1% earners significantly if you're earning that level of income through your online business. In my business personally, it took me, well, when I was going at it with Ernest, it took me probably about 6-7 months or so to get to that level. There was a lot of playing around before that in the lead up to that. And a lot of that came down to, I say playing around, it came down to not having guidance, not having a coach, not having support, not having clarity on exactly what I needed to do. And so the way that I'm going to position this is, if I was talking to me right now, if I was starting again and starting at the beginning of, in this case, the new year, what advice would I give and how specifically would I go about it with the information and with the knowledge that I have now? So this has been going up and doing this for 6 years. How would I start again if we lost absolutely everything? What would be the absolute first route and the kind of the step-by-step route to be able to go make sure that this works? So let's do it. Let's dive in. Let's walk through. I'm keen to share this with you. Number one, the absolute first thing that I would do is I would go and find a hot niche or a hot market or a hot industry that people were clearly talking about, excited about, intrigued about, and there was obviously a lot of buzz around this particular industry, this particular niche, this particular market. Now, of course, what we've seen in the past couple of weeks, and I should emphasize, my background, of course, is in social media. It's with Instagram, and so there would probably be a big tendency for me to lean in that direction, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. I want to try and keep this relatively open as much as possible. So even if you don't have a background within social media, it can still be relevant for you. And I would anticipate you potentially don't have a background in your business in social media. So I'd be looking at a hot niche, a hot industry, a particular area that was really, really growing in popularity and intrigue at this time, where you potentially could be getting in relatively early. So as a few examples, and again, I want to try and give you a relatively broad spectrum. Right now, at this moment, at the end of 2022, 2023, you could argue that from a social media point of view, something like TikTok would be very, very hot at the moment. Now, I'd look at TikTok and I'd probably think, not quite for me. And the reason being, there's a number of reasons, maybe because it's too similar to Instagram. And so I think, well, I've already done that. I'd like to try something different. But TikTok at the moment, after doing a little bit of research, then you would also likely see that whilst the engagement, the reach on the platform is huge, there is still a lot of uncertainty about whether this platform will continue in countries like the US. Now, again, that comment might be very dated by the time you listen to this, but it might not. We don't know. At the moment, there's still a little bit of uncertainty around it. There's always going to be uncertainty around pretty much everything, but there's just a bit of uncertainty around it. And I think, is it the right area for me to go down at this particular stage? If I was also starting again right now in 2023, I'd probably start looking at YouTube ads. Having gone to we went to Funnel Hackers back in September 2022, and the biggest topics, the biggest areas that people were looking at, and you see this, it's quite interesting when you see the people that are the top earners and the getting all the awards and such. What they're really looking at is, how do we get more leads? That's it. the conversations that they are having are with agency owners. They're having conversations with agency owners about how can you get me more leads. So even if that's the only thing you take away from this whole thing, hopefully that's valuable. The top earners, the top people that were on stage at Funnel Hackers and such are looking consistently at how do I get in front of more people and how can we get more leads. And so YouTube ads, it provides a nice contrast to Facebook and Facebook ads, and there's always a bit of mystery surrounding that particular mystery, maybe not is the choice word, mystery surrounding that platform. So I'd probably take a look at YouTube ads as well. That's in the social media space. Now, and I should emphasize, I'm specifically not choosing Instagram. Okay, I know I teach Instagram. I'm specifically not choosing Instagram so as to not have any sort of slant or bias in that way. Now, if I was in a totally different area, let's say I was in the health and wellness space, then I would be looking at, well, what particular areas and industries are really, really engaging and drawing a lot of attention at the moment. That might be something around, let's say, meditation. It might be something around yoga. It might be something around biohacking, which is increasingly popular at the moment. It may be, and I think it's probably still not too late to get into the CBD space, which is huge at the moment. If it's around finance, then you may be looking at cryptocurrencies. That's not going away anytime soon. If anything, it's becoming more established. People are becoming more comfortable with it. It's definitely, it's definitely a developing space. So I would therefore be looking at crypto and other industries in that space, whether it's Bitcoin, whether it's Ethereum, whether it's any of the new ones which are emerging. And the reason is that, firstly, these are all areas that people are talking about. Now, to make sure that this hot niche, this industry that we're discussing here is going to be relevant, generally, we would suggest that it will fall into one of the three main areas, which is around health, weight loss. It's around wealth building. How do I make more money? Or it's going to be around health, wealth, and happiness. Okay, people want to be healthier, they want to be wealthier, and they want to be happier. That was the same 100 years ago. It was the same 1,000 years ago. It will be the same in 100 years. It will be the same in 1,000 years. So long as, and the great thing about these are billion-dollar industries. People are spending billions of dollars right now in all these areas looking at how can I make more money? How can I be healthier? How can I be happier? How can I be wealthier? It's exactly where people, where I would recommend starting. Now, I'm spending a bit more time on point one here because you want to make sure that you are in the right place. If you're going down an industry of like selling, I don't know, CDs, right? Remember those? If you're going down the industry of I think I'm going to launch with CDs. I think that's the big thing next year. I'm not so sure. So the first goal wants to be, how do I identify a hot niche, a hot market where I can make inroads quickly? Okay, it's a case of looking at how can I start seeing progress and results quickly. Number two, and of course I should emphasize, it serves an audience. It gives people what they want, not what we think they need. It gives people what they want. Number two, the second thing I would then do is I would go and learn. Yes, this is what I did with Instagram, is I went and learned, and I've now invested 67, 68 different Instagram trainings, and I keep buying them. I keep buying Instagram programs and courses because I want to know what is working, and as the changes happen and as they occur, what works right now. So I would just keep learning. I would literally do that. I would then go and think, right, I need to now learn every single thing I can about insert niche, insert topic. So for the sake of this, I should probably pick one. I'm tempted to pick TikTok just because I think I've got the social media slant, I've got the social media bias. I'm going to do it. I'm going to pick TikTok. There you go. It could be YouTube ads as well. And there is that social media slant for me. But yeah, let's just say I'm going to go with that. TikTok or YouTube ads. It's relatively broad. Specifically ads as well on YouTube. And I would learn as much as I could. So I would go to articles, blogs, newspapers, podcasts, YouTube channel, all these various different outlets, as many places as I could. And then I would also go and look at people that were already doing this and that had programs, that had courses. Great resource for that, where I think there's still a whole lot of underpriced content, is something like Udemy. You know, I think you can go on Udemy and go through a course there for like $10, $12. And I still think there's so much underpriced value in what people share there. I think it's hugely valuable. So I would therefore be looking at any of those, not just any, all of those channels to go and learn as much as you can. And I would almost guarantee that if you spent, let's say, 7 days doing that and learning, like really intense learning, you will immediately, once again, become into the top 1% in terms of your knowledge in that particular space. Having done that, we then go on to number 3. What comes next? Well, having learned that, what you then need to do is you want to then distill the information into your own method. I can't emphasize that enough, okay? So you want to distill that information into your own method. So let's take, for example, TikTok, okay? Let's take, for example, TikTok. If I'm focusing on TikTok, I go through all the trainings that I can find. I watch as many videos as I can find. I can read as many blogs and listen to podcasts and such. And people will generally start to say, you do this first, then you do this first, then you do this second, then you do this third, then you do this fourth, then you do this, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And what you're then looking to do is you're looking to create your own unique method, your own unique approach, your own unique slant on what you do. With Instagram, we have ours. On Instagram, or with Instagram, we have our Rocket system, ROCKET, which is a 6-step process to grow and monetize any Instagram account. That's it. All right. If you want to grow, you want to monetize, you follow the 6-step Rocket system. That is a distillation of all the other programs, trainings, courses, learning that I went through here at step 2. And you would do, or I would do exactly the same. I would do exactly the same. Is I would go and find, I wouldn't call it Rocket, but I would go and find the steps and create my own steps and process and method to then go and be able to help people grow and monetize on TikTok. Or if it was YouTube ads, then it would be how to set up profit and launch profitable ads with YouTube. That would be my next step. And learn the process consistently again and again and again. Having distilled that, and I think these would probably coincide at the same time, you then need to start testing. Every single thing you've been learning, and I would suggest that part of the best way of learning is through testing and is through doing. Of course, we've heard that many, many times. So you probably start that a bit sooner. You probably start doing that in step 2. As you're learning, you know, if you're learning this about TikTok and that about TikTok, or this about YouTube ads and that about YouTube ads, or this about Ethereum and that about whatever it might be, you know, you pick. And you start testing those things. Well, actually, if I do this, does this work? Is there a cheaper place that I can go and buy Bitcoin? Is there a cheaper place that I can, is there a better platform? All these types of things, all right? Whatever that might be, you test, you test, you test. So you can start seeing that progress and you start seeing results. That's the key thing. The purpose of testing is to start seeing results. Next, now I would build a presence on social media. Notice how I have not created a course yet. I haven't created a program. I haven't created a training. I haven't spent hours and hours and hours and hours and hours doing all those types of things, which ultimately aren't going to pay me any money. So I've started to build my expertise, my knowledge, my understanding. Now I would build a social presence. Now, the reason that I like, for example, TikTok or YouTube as a channel is that you can build your social presence on those platforms. You could build your social presence on YouTube and talk about YouTube ads. You could build your presence on TikTok and talk about TikTok. So you're kind of getting a 2-for-1 deal. Now, if you're doing something outside of social media, then naturally you need to find another way of building that presence. But the reason that this is why I think social media is such a good one is that you build a presence as you're learning the specific steps. So you literally get a 2-for-1 in that sense. You're seen as an authority. You're seen as, or you start to build that. I'm not going to say it's going to happen overnight. You start to build that. You start to build your presence, your expertise, your authority, and it furthers your knowledge and understanding in that particular area. Now, if in doubt, I would then go to where do I build my social presence? It's on the specific channels where my ideal client is spending their time. So if it was, let's say it was around Bitcoin and such and investing, then I would think, well, who are the specific people that I'm looking to target with that? Is it people in their 60s and 70s that are more risk averse? Probably not. Is it people in their 20s and 30s that are more open to taking risk, are more open to different ways of money and how money works and how money can be exchanged? Yes, probably. So then I'd be looking at, well, which channels are my 20 and 30-year-olds spending their time on? Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Okay, it's funny how it all comes back to those same platforms, isn't it? Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. I think males 25 to 35, 24 to 35 are the highest percentage of people using YouTube at this moment. So again, that might be the great place for you to go. The other reason I love YouTube is because even though we don't do loads on it, we're starting to do more. But the other reason I love it is because you're getting evergreen content where it continues to build. You can keep getting more and more views again and again and again and again and again, and it keeps coming back. So that will be my next step, is to build social presence. So you're seen as a bit of an authority, a bit of an expert, and you can share, and this is the key thing, through that content or through your social presence, you're sharing content that is valuable, useful to your ideal client, and it positions you. So your method, once you've created your method, then you build your social presence and you're getting consistent. And I don't mean once a week. I'm talking 2-3 times a day where you're sharing content. This is, keep in mind, you might say, Jay, 2-3 times a day, that sounds like a lot of work. This is what I do if I was starting again. If the your back is against the wall, it's like, I actually need to start generating some income here, and I need to start making some money here. We need to do this now. Okay. Success loves speed, as the saying goes. And so we need to do this yesterday, literally yesterday. And this is exactly how I would approach it. There would be no time for anything else. I can confidently say that right now. Nothing else would take place apart from getting this business back to where it needs to be, to get consistently to 10, 15, 20K a month and beyond. Like nothing else. I've got no, that's not even up for discussion. Nothing else takes place. Nothing else is important. If the goal here is to do this, then the goal is to do this. That's it. So getting content consistently 2-3 times per day on those channels, whatever is suitable for that particular channel, of course, would be the recommendation. 6, and this would be the final, I would say, well, I say the final step. This would be certainly the one that I've got in my notes, but the next step, the final step, if you like, would be now to go and find partners. Okay. Partners, or if you like, kind of heads of community, a head of a community. And the idea is that the community that they serve is your ideal client for your new offer, your new product, your new program, your new service, whatever that may be. So you're looking to serve and find partners or heads of community who have an audience like the one that you want to target. That's critical. And the way that I personally would approach them is I would offer a done for you or done with you. Done for you or done with you. DFY or DWY. At this instance, if you want to get results fast, I would do it done for you. I did exactly that. When I started with Instagram, I worked with a company called Rethink. I was doing done for you. I did it for them because I knew I could get results. And they were growing, 10, 20,000 followers every single month and using it for multiple income streams. I knew I could get results. That was it. That was the fastest way to do it. Now, we don't do that anymore. And the reason we don't do that anymore is because I much prefer the education side. That's why I'm literally, sat here talking to an empty room. Well, it's not, because I know you're listening and watching, but that's why I far value the education side. My background is in education as well. But again, looking at getting results fast and getting to that position where before you can better leverage your time, you have to exchange time for money. And so, the done for you and the done with you would be the option. And I will be looking at how can I add more value to those particular people. So I come back to that example at Funnel Hackers, right? And the people at Funnel Hackers are looking at how can I get more leads in my business? I will be approaching every single one of them and say, I will do this for free for you for 7 days, 14 days, 30 days, whatever it takes to get you this specific result. Can I do it? That's it. Okay. No ask, just as in, I'm not asking for anything back. I'm saying, I'm going to go and do this for you. Can I do it? That'll be it. Okay, and some of them would say, maybe most of them say, I don't know, but a number of them would say, yes, absolutely. Okay, what's the downside for me? There isn't one. Okay, great. Well, let's do it. That'll be it. And so from there, having got them results, and this is the key thing, having got them results, now I would be looking to leverage, so you have to get them results. I would then be looking to leverage their connections, their audience. And that's where I would say, right, we've been able to get this result for your audience. Let's say we've taken, I don't know, we've generated $10,000 in sales for your business, $50,000 in sales, $1,000, whatever it might be for your business. We've got you results. We've proven the system. We've proven the process, and I've taken you through this step by step. Now, can I help you make more money? That's the question you would have. Can I help you make more money? Right. Of course, they're going to say yes, absolutely. Great. Let's take this to your audience. And this is where I would then suggest that we do a training, a masterclass, a webinar, an online program where you talk people through the specific process about how they can do exactly what you've done, and you offer a program, a course, or a training or coaching at the end. Note, I haven't created the course, I haven't created the coaching, I haven't created the program, I haven't created anything except what I have done is I've got results in a specific area, and having got those results in a specific area for a specific person, a partner, a head of a community that has an avatar, an audience similar to that I want to work with, then I would say, let's go and do a promotion to your audience. And that is ultimately the route that I would take, starting from complete scratch to wanting to get up to 10, 15, 20K a month continuously. Because let's say you did that once and you offered a program at $1,000. Okay, you need 10 buyers every month. Now, you might get, depending on the size of the partner, you might only need one event per month to get $10,000 in sales. You're going to give half away of that back. So therefore, you probably want to do 2 events, $20,000 in total. You keep 50%. That's 10K for you to be serving people and taking them through either a coaching program that you deliver live, or you deliver the program live and then you take those recordings and you put them into a membership site. That is hands down, without any question whatsoever, the route that I would take if I was starting from scratch. Hopefully that's been useful. No questions, I'm sure there will, but this is the route that I personally would recommend. Find a hot niche, a hot topic, a hot area, a hot industry where people are talking about it and they want more information. Ideally, it taps into health, wealth, or happiness. Learn as much as you can, from all sources that are out there as possible. Distill that knowledge into a method or process that you would then use and implement. Test, start seeing results, keep testing, continue to see results. Then I would build your social presence. And that's why I like the idea, if you teach a social platform, you can build your presence on that platform as well, which is a 2-for-1. Create content your audience wants to see. Connect as much as you possibly can with partners in your industry. There will be a lot of outbound there. There'll be a lot of cold contact and calling. You'll need to go to events where these people spend their time. That's fine. It's totally worth it. It is totally worth it because you put the hard work in up front and you get the rewards afterwards. Then I would offer a done for you or done with you service to that audience, and then get them results before then saying, right, let's now take this to your audience and let's do a training, a program, a masterclass, whatever that might be, to your audience. Let's sell this particular package and we'll do a 50-50 on that. If this has been useful, please let me know. I do appreciate just knowing if the content we share is actually useful and valuable. If you've got any thoughts about it, if you'd approach it in a different way, please let me know that as well. Yeah, best of luck. If you're starting from scratch, or if you're starting for the first time, or if you are starting again, whatever that might be, then this is the route I would recommend. Best of luck. See you soon. Bye for now.